Right. As far as the injuries go, the guys that didn't practice today were Cyrus. Ended up being a bone bruise on his shin area there, so it'll be a day or two here. And then Gelati has a hamstring strain. Xavier has a shoulder sprain. Again, it'll be a few days for that, and we'll just see how that goes. Other than that, everybody practiced and did a nice job. It was great atmosphere out here, putting the pads on the first day. Appreciated the effort that they put in. They challenged each other. You continue to do that, then you have a chance to get better. And so we got plenty of room to grow, and so, but you got to have the effort to be able to do that, and I appreciate that. On the Eric Bieniemy side of it, Mia's doing better. She keeps improving by the day, so that's a positive. There's no timetable on EB coming back or any of that, so he just needs to take care of business there, and then when he gets back here, he gets back here. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
You need to take a day or two for Cyrus before you think maybe he'll be?
Yeah, just they got to get the swelling out of there. So how many ever days it takes to get the swelling out, you know.
Andy, I know it's not your side of the ball, but Peter Woods, what's been your early impression of Peter since he's come in?
Yeah, I like what I've seen. He's an explosive kid. He's learning. He's smart, and he's learning, trying to hone in some of these techniques we're asking him to do. Like his effort. So he's got a ways to go, but you sure like the tools and the effort and how smart he is. I appreciate that.
With some receivers out, you get a chance to look at some of your depth out there, including Armstrong and Royals. What are you seeing from those guys with the increased reps?
Yeah, I think Royals has kind of gotten better, playing faster every day than he's been here. And then Armstrong, likewise, he went through the rookie camp and pushed through that. And I thought he did a nice job there, and he's transferred that over. It looks like Pat's got trust in him. So I think that's a plus. He's getting better every day. Big target, strong, and I like that part of it.
How have you seen Josh Simmons improve from last year and this year?
Yeah, he's trying to work on all the small things right now. He's got all the tools, and he knows that. He got his weight up a little bit, and he's got strength, and now it's just a matter of being consistent with assignments and footwork and all that, which is so important on the offensive line. But he's working like crazy to make sure he hones in on all that stuff.
Coach, I know it's early here, but what would be the keys in determining whether it's more or what Benson ultimately has to go?
I think you let him compete and just see where it goes. Both of them can play, I think. So we just have a young guy that we haven't seen do much, but he's got some talent. So let's see where that goes, and Moore keeps battling, and he's had a couple good days too. So we'll need all of them. That's how it goes.
With battles like that, especially with the young guy, you're going to see them make mistakes. Is one of your key clues just how quickly they can bounce back from that stuff?
Yeah, so not to make the same mistake twice, right? That's what I'm looking for. We'll give you the chance here to learn, but you start making it consistently, then we got a problem. So, but he's been doing a good job, and there's a hiccup here or there, but he fixes them normally. So.
Rashard Smith coming in right after camp. Just what do you want to see from him in year two, and why is it important for him to get maybe some increased reps like?
Yeah, so I know he can run the football. I know he's good with the ball in his hands, catch the ball. Can you do all the small things that a running back has to do with protection and the intricacies of the route, different routes that we have for him. So let's see how we've improved. Protection being the big one.
And, two quick things. One, just to clarify, Xavier, do you see him as day-to-day also?
Day to day, we'll just see where it goes. Okay. Yeah.
And also with Patrick today, first day in pads, it's some sort of less encumbering device, it looked like.
Yeah, he's got a brace on, but he's got to keep the brace on throughout. And
was it the full brace though, or was it a little?
You know what, I don't know. It was a brace.
You're not looking at that?
I'm not looking at the brace. I'm not looking at the brace.
Then we saw Mansour running in and out of the huddle, but not wearing pads today. How do you guys kind of balance getting him ready to play, but obviously getting him healthy?
Yeah, so he's a tough nut. A lot of guys probably wouldn't go out there and play with what he's got, but he wants to be out there. He wants to learn. That's what he wants to do. So But contact, we got to keep them out of contact. And right now that's important until that thing heals up. Footwork and all that is great. Go do all that, no problem. But we got to just wait until it's healed up.
Last one, Nate.
Andy, it seems to me that you guys have put more of an emphasis on working under center. Just what's going into that, and what are you trying to see about the offense in that sort of aspect?
Yeah, we've always mixed it. I think that's a healthy thing, you know. So, I mean, it's not, there's no reason why or what, but other than we have some good stuff out of that, and we want to try to use it.
Does that just lead to more, I guess, reps?
Nate, you want to know if it adds to more runs and play action and naked? Well, no, I mean, listen, we're going to mix. We're going to mix. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to change that part. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, good.
Anything that jumped out to you today that's memorable about the first day of pads?
You know, year 6, St. Joe's ain't changed. It's still hot. This job is still hard to do. Coaching is still incredible, and you know it's always a challenge to try to go out there and push yourself and strive for perfection. But you know every time you're gonna fall short a little bit. But I think just getting back on the grind of it, man. It's day 1 in pads.
What stood out to you about Peter Woods? Just going up against him.
Yeah, Peter's really talented, man. Sky's the limit for him in terms of his hand utilization, speed, power. He's really sort of a full package type guy, and he's young and he's figuring out the game, but he has a willingness to learn. You know, and I really enjoyed the way he stepped into this program, this organization, and how he's trying to turn himself into a great player. But definitely has an outstanding future ahead of him. Just really excited to help him in his development where I can.
Just wanted to, is there a kind of a different feeling when the pads come on, kind of a ramped up feeling about practice?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, you high rate of speed, a little more violent in the game. It's easier to simulate things when you have shells on or just jerseys and shirts, but now we actually have surface to grab on. Now we can actually hit and utilize force and really go full bore at it. So it helps in that terms and that aspect.
You guys on the field, behind the scenes, what is showing you that he could be an asset to you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Khalil's been hungry since day 1, eager to learn, curious to learn as well. Works extremely hard. He's a guy, it's a strong man, but I think he has a real aspiration, a real want to be great, and a real want to develop himself as a player and find the role in this team.
Trey, you were a guy who started from the get-go as a rookie. Can you kind of go back to that moment, just remember grind out here, maybe still trying to get your feet with the playbook and everything?
Yeah, you take me back to a nightmare. Nah, St. Joe's was it's trial by fire is like the best way to put it. You come out here, you sort of know what to expect. You know, at the collegiate level, training camp is something, but, you know, in the NFL, it's that much faster. The details are that much faster when you got to block a guy, an all-pro like Chris Jones every single time at 3-tech, and had a lot of welcome to the league moments, a lot of learning moments, a lot of tough, long days, not a lot of good days, but, you know, a lot of learning moments, man. And I think the ultimate thing is you just got to keep coming out here and pushing, man. It's the consistency aspect. It's waking up and fighting something every single day. Like, damn, I'm going to sleep. I know I'm waking back up. I have to go do this thing over and over again.
You mentioned going up against Chris Jones that last week. I wonder if you're going up against him. Just every time you go up against him, seeing out of him and when you see that of yourself too, know that's one.
Yeah, I mean, Chris is no doubt one of the best defensive tackles in this league, and he's been that way since the day I stepped into the league. So it's always going to be a tremendous challenge. I think with guys like that, you just have to really hone in your technique. Sometimes with Chris, you don't block him as normally as other guys, so you got to sort of figure that out as well. But every year it's almost a learning process because he's going to pick up on my game, so now I got to adjust this here. I got to tweak this here. But, you know, 9-5 is obviously a phenomenal player. The drop-off isn't there. So it's like for more so me, like getting up and trying to stay with him, man, and do my job to the best of my ability. But, you know, iron sharpens iron, so just go at it every single day. And I know I'm going against the best, so it's going to pay off in dividends when the season rolls around. So I'm not going to see many 95s out there.
How eager are you and the rest of the interior guys before this year, just given you have Ken Walker spreading some more feedback right behind you?
Yeah, you know, we're excited to establish the run game, but I think we're excited to establish the run game every single year. It's something that as an offensive lineman, you love to do that. It keeps your defensive line and defense honest, man. You make them earn the right to rush the passer in that way, so you keep them on their toes. And, you know, it's definitely special, man, watching Kenneth, you know, Amari Brashard, all of our running backs come in, the rookies as well. They're doing a phenomenal job. Coach Murray's doing a great job, keeps coaching them up and teaching them as well. But it's exciting, man, as an old lineman, having that aspiration to run the ball. And like I said, it's a field thing. It takes time to develop. The chemistry not only with us as a front five, but also with the running back as well, fitting the scheme, the gaps, the timing. But overall, man, we have plenty of days in camp to get it right. So really excited about it.
We'll go last for Steven,
As he mentioned, with the addition of Walker and who you already have in the offensive line, lining up under center a little bit more with Pat, how effective you guys, how effective can you be running the football and being a more physical team maybe?
Yeah, I think we can definitely be more effective, like you said, in that how we're running the ball, man, wanting to get after people, reduce them physically. I think really just I always quote it, and I think Steve Hutchinson said it at like a symposium one time, but, making the defensive line and defense earn the right to rush the passer. You keep them honest, man. If they're just able to pin their ears back and, hell, they know you're going to throw it every time, it makes it a tremendously tough job, and really it's a hard duty as an old lineman when you know that they know what's coming next. And, when you have that run game, you're able to now the offense is running all cylinders. That's what we've always wanted to do. That's what we've always aspired to do. So for us, man, it's just about us doing our job, one person at a time, one play at a time, and as a whole unit, we'll have success, and that's just how you have to look at it.
Trey, you mentioned year 6. I wonder if you have any sort of sense of yourself as having become one of the longer tenured guys all of a sudden, and does anything come with that in terms of being that sort of veteran at this point?
Yeah, I think a responsibility to pick up young guys and to help my team everywhere I can. I mean, I'm just here to help my team. Something about me personally, no accolades or anything like that. I'm just a soldier here on a mission to help my army get to where they need to go, man. I'm just here to impart wisdom. We have a lot of young guys up front. Anything they need. We talked about how I struggled in my first training camp, but I had a lot of older guys, veterans and OGs that helped me along the path. So if anyone needs help in that regard and that resource, man, I'm just here to make sure I can be of value, to them, but also to my team, and just do my role, do my job to the best of my ability. My best is good enough at the end of the day, and we have 11 guys doing that at a time. We're going to be pretty damn good.
One of those younger guys, Josh is in his second year here. How are you seeing his growth on the offensive line?
Yeah, Josh is just so freaking talented. Really just aspiring to be a great player, man. He's hungry for it. He's really been putting a lot of work in, and, he's going to continue to develop. I think the world of Josh. I think he's a great dude. But also just like the way he stepped up and prepared this year, just really excited to keep watching him grow, and also just anything I could do for him, to be, at his service in a way. It's where I can help him out in any capacity that I can. But just really excited for Josh Simmons. Kingsley as well, doing a phenomenal job, man, on that left side. It's just really cool and fun to watch.
The first day of pads, but also a referee crew is out here today. What was it kind of like to have them here, and does it feel a lot more like real football now?
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's always cool to have the refs here and to have more of a decompressed setting. You can ask questions and, not having a flag for holding and just asking why. It's like, okay, you have to break that down a little bit. But they're always super helpful. They always provide so much insight into the game and little nuanced questions that we can ask and little adjustments here or there for the year. So it's always advantageous to have the crew here, and they always do a phenomenal job for our camp. Thank y'all.
Is there a different intensity when the pads come on for the first time?
I mean, definitely. It's as real as we're going to get. To as close to the game as we're going to get. So definitely, I would say.
George, we got a close look at Mason Thomas and Peter Woods today. What have you seen with their development? Do you see them making an instant impact?
I would say those guys have a lot of humility. They're trying to do stuff the right way. They're approaching it as professionals. They're working hard, and you could tell they love football. That coupled with their natural raw abilities and their willingness to take coaching and to get better, I think they're going to both be great players and great additions to this team.
George, what's the difficulty of going up against Josh?
Josh is a great player. Obviously had a great season last year. Was out a few games and stuff like that, but he's a great player. Obviously he's strong as an ox and he's got feet like a ballerina. So he's very good and very talented. We've had our battles and we've talked, and iron sharpens iron. So this is what this period is for. It's for getting better. Trying to go a little more on that side. To take my game to the next level. And just talking. Just not just him and I, but really all the O-line and the D-line. I'm sure the other positions are doing that too. Talking and figuring out, okay, maybe I'm seeing this, maybe I'm seeing that, and just ultimately trying to get better in every way we can. That's what this period's about.
George, you talked about before when you came into the league. It was Frank Clark who kind of took you under his wing, and you got a bunch of young guys.
We got a lot of young guys.
Yeah, who are you kind of mentoring right now?
Really, there's a whole lot of guys, and they all it's funny, like after these practices, they'll all go straight to the iPads. That's what I used to do too. So it's kind of funny looking back on it. But go to the iPads, watch the tape. And they'll come up to me. They'll come up to Chris. Like, okay, hey, what do you think about this rep? What do you think I could do better? And those guys they're hungry. They're hungry for knowledge, hungry to get better. We've developed a routine after practice with Coach Reid of doing these hands, to really, and then doing them every single day so we can stack and really doing stuff that we can apply to our games. So doing that on the field, coupled with all the conversations we'll have in the meeting rooms, outside of the meetings and stuff like that. All those guys are just so hungry and they want to get better and they want to be great and they love ball. So love having those guys around. They're all great additions.
You kind of blew us up from some of the things Frank told you to kind of give them.
For sure. I've been fortunate to have a lot of great older guys around me. Now it's like I'm the older guy in the D line room. It's kind of like, whoa, because I had Frank and I had Carlos, and then guys like Mike Dana and Charles O'Menahue, and we've had a lot of great guys throughout the years. So taking from what I've learned from all of those guys, trying to make it, and lead in my own different way, and trying to teach these guys, all right, this is what I do well, and this is what I think I could help you with, and and also trying to learn from them too, because everybody has their own different skill sets. So just trying to help in any way I can. But yeah, I definitely taken a lot of the lessons I learned from Frank and Carlos. Actually today, there was a couple things that some of the rookies were asking me. I was like, yeah, Carlos taught me that, so.
How's your hand recovered after going through that surgery?
Hand's great.
George, with Ashton down, Felix has got more opportunities. I guess what has told you that maybe he can make an impact here?
Well, Felix is going. Felix is humming. He worked really, really hard this offseason. He and I got together a few times. He really wants it. This is he's feeling like this is his chance. This is his moment. He's got a lot to prove and he knows it. So he's doing everything he can to improve every single day and show not just Kansas City but the whole league what he's got and what he's made of.
When you say get together a few times, like you got together in the field together to work.
Yeah, in the offseason. Yeah.
Last one name.
When it comes to the entire group, George, from your perspective, what intrigues you most? I know it's just day one in pass, but about the potential of what the group could be this season.
I think I like that question because I think, and Coach Reid will speak about this too, I'm sure. But this year is all about mindset and mentality for us. Our group we feel like it starts with our group. It starts up front. And on defense, we can take this defense wherever we want as a front. Stopping the run, helping the guys at the back. So really starting with us and really putting the focus on handling everything we need to make it easier on the linebackers, easier on the DBs, so we can have the best season possible. We want to get back to the promised land. We want to get back to getting all those sacks. We want to stop the run as well as we can, and we're motivated as ever. So.
Thanks, George.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.